Chapter 24. Interrogation. 2240. Inside the security office at Gwenvale Asylum, Dark Sparrow, Trinity, and Dr. Tracy Genelan were observing the monitors, trying to track down Scientist. Dr. Alexander Saldek's face suddenly appeared on all the monitors. Harvesting fugitives again, Dr. Genelan. You're weak. You have always been weak. How are your parents, Doctor? Scientist spoke telepathically to each woman. Little did they know Scientist had the three of them under his mind control. Dark Sparrow, Trinity, Dr. Tracy Genelan, Hope Johnson, David Marino, Grandpa Mervyn, Dr. Axel Chase, Anna Chase, and Scott Chase were tied with ropes to individual chairs inside Gwenvale Asylum's conference room. Scientist, disguised as Dr. Alexander Saldek, was sitting at one end of the conference table, while Hope sat closest to the door, still wearing his green GI. Two security personnel stood guard by the door, observing intently. Dark Sparrow, Hope Johnson, Trinity, and Dr. Genelan heard an unfamiliar voice speaking to them telepathically. The voice in your head needs you to sing a repetitive song while you cut the ropes with the combat knife that is about to appear in your right hand. We love that cat who looks like a rat. We love that cat who seeks a friendly pat. We love that cat with not an inch of fat. Humming a melody, each imagined Edward the cat dancing in different random places to change their thoughts. Mr. Axel, you dressed up in costume as the cyborg and killed your best friend's wife. Each of you explain your involvement to me, or I will sign your lifetime commitment papers, Dr. Alexander Saldek demanded, expressionless. Dark Sparrow giggled, noticing a pinned sleeve where Saldek's left arm used to be. Mr. Two Arms obviously has a splitting headache. Why don't you tell everyone here who you are? Why don't you, Dark Sparrow? Or should I say MJJ for short? Do not be intimidated. We are all authorized to a phone call, Scott Chase announced loudly. David smiled. My front baby teeth have come out. My fairy godmother will give me money. Anna and Scott Chase laughed. We are just a mother and son working on a video game patch for Maxwell Turner. If you believe in fantasy, then we will be conducting this interview. Grandpa Mervyn looked around the room. Don't look at me. I think everyone here is completely loony. Except for my grandson. He is going to find money underneath his pillow. The two guards standing by the door laughed. So much for a plan to get answers before midnight. Did you ever hear the saying that two heads are better than one? Gentlemen, I understand that saying better than anyone. Unfortunately, Hope has not considered my offer to merge. Though Hope has merged once before with the princess. Trinity directed her attention to Dark Sparrow, winking inconspicuously. I am entitled to a support lawyer, if only I had his number. Everyone remained silent. I said, if only I had his cell phone number. Trinity gave Dark Sparrow several winks. All right, time to organize a special interview with your daddy, Hope. Now let's all talk about your stepmommy, Jane Turner. How long has it been since you have seen your real mommy and daddy? All the lies have you running away from Jane crying, seeing as she broke her promises to reunite you with your parents. You won't get away with this, Dark Sparrow growled. All I want is my questions answered. Armageddon may be tonight. Marcus knows something that he must have shared with someone at this table who has a clear mind. Or with his tight cherry squeeze Jane Turner. My Scion students will help find the truth from deep within your subconscious, even if we must extract your brain through your nasal passage. David, want your brain to remain in your skull? Tell me what you know about my parents, Hope demanded, purposely drawing the attention away from David, whose innocent eyes were fearful. Hope, I am conducting this interview, not you. I said, tell me what you know about my parents. And I only said it once. I have no fear of removing other limbs, Hope demanded assertively. Your father said he raised you to be independent because he knew your mother would never let him see you again. You're much stronger than your old man. How about a visual aid of two similar stories? Trinity quietly summoned Rapscallion Devil under the table as Dr. Alexander Saldek's psionic powers showed blue holograms of past events on the table. Rapscallion Devil was wearing a gold gown and had a silver egg upon which his stolen sack of riches was balancing, carefully placed without a sound. Blue holograms of Marcus, Cameron Banks, and Dr. Saldek appeared all around the table. FBI agents require you to answer my questions. You will do so if you expect to ever see your son again. So why did you get a divorce and betray your contract with God and your wife? Is it because she disobeyed the head of the household? Marcus replied, I have already over-explained myself. I am not saying anything more without my lawyer present. Ignore him. The common word he uses is you. You. Never will he say, I did this or I did that or consider my shortcomings. Don't play into the game, especially Scientist's game, Dark Sparrow yelled irately. Everyone laughed, but Scott Chase laughed louder than everyone else. He even snorted. Hope, your father loves you very much. Just because your parents are divorced and excommunicated does not mean they both do not love you. Loads of people love you for who you are, Trinity cried lovingly. I want answers, and I don't particularly care who from. So, what about Jane Turner? Why did Child Protective Services take me away from both parents? Look at my holograms. He is manipulating the truth, Trinity demanded. Purple holograms appeared on the table, dispersing the blue holograms. Marcus was crying. I love her. Please stop. I have a right to be happy and see my son. I shouldn't be forced to choose. Dr. Alexander Saldek remarked, you love another woman. Explain how that is supposed to be good for Hope. When I first met Elizabeth, I said, hello. I am starting work here as a cook, and I will be a daddy soon. Elizabeth smiled and said, that is fantastic. I will be a grandmother soon. Marcus whimpered, crying excessively. Dr. Saldek coughed to show his great surprise. A grandmother? Your ex-wife stated that you and Jane indulge in orgies at your new place. Still, why should you see Hope? That would only give him a stepmother. Stepmothers are wicked and evil, forcing their hidden agendas upon each child. Hope, I have read Dr. Tracy Jenilan's mind. On the 4th floor you will find the Jenilan wing, named after that blonde-haired woman over there. Only she has access to the solitary wing, where, in room 1, you shall find your father, Trinity explained as she ascended into her supermystic form. Supermystic Trinity shone a blinding purple light, blinding everyone. Rapscallion Devil loosened all restraints by using his self-lubricating claws. Supermystic Trinity grabbed Hope and Dr. Jenilan and ran out of the room. Hope and Tracy, having been blinded, were trying not to trip, unaware of each step taken. Dark Sparrow attacked Scientist without hesitating while he was blind. Stepping into an elevator, Trinity changed back to normal. Sorry about blinding you, Doctor. I had no other choice if I wanted to get us out of there. Magic. Dr. Tracy Jenilan was confused. How is any of this possible? Please explain more to me later. Hope, it is nice to finally meet you. I have something to tell you about your father once we are safe. Blue holograms appeared before the elevator went up. 2 nurses said to an intern, want to look under the sheet and see a dead body. Nodding his head, the intern responded, this is my first time seeing someone dead. The deceased man awoke, gasping for air. It's alive. First near-death experience, kid. I think my bowels let loose. The intern wildly twitched. Blue holograms had no success in scaring anyone as they dispersed. Once the elevator stopped, a scream could be heard from a room down the hall. Blue holograms all around revealed that this floor once had been a maternity ward. Stay close, everyone. We do not know what we are dealing with, Dr. Jenilan ordered, keeping Trinity and Hope close to her chest. Inside a theater room, more blue holograms revealed a woman lying down and screaming in agony as surgeons operated on her. Maxwell Turner said, "Look. Our baby girl is out from the cesarean. She is very white, though." Maxwell's wife cried, "Jane is dead. She is not breathing. When a child is purple, it's bad. When newborn babies are white, they are dead. Jane is dead." Maxwell held her hand tightly. "Jane will be fine. The doctors are resuscitating her." Leviticus refers to near-death experiences as the Lazarus phenomenon. "Resuscitating now. Have faith," the midwife calmly suggested. The mother stopped breathing. "Quickly now, we need to resuscitate," the doctor ordered. The blue holograms faded as Scientist ascended, beginning to wrestle Trinity. Superption Scientist's body was covered by a blue aura. He placed 2 right hands around Trinity's neck and used his left foot to apply pressure to her hip. The mother died. "It reminds me of your dear mother," Scientist snarled. "Dark Sparrow is right. You only know how to accuse." Hope grabbed Scientist from behind, executing a jumping triangle choke, squeezing his thighs against Scientist's neck. Dr. Genelan unlocked the medicine cabinet and began preparing a syringe. Hope punched Scientist's mushy skull until Dr. Genelan injected a 100 cubic centimeters syringe into his small skinny buttocks. Hope squeezed harder until Scientist was sedated. Dr. Genelan placed a loving hand on Hope's shoulder. "Give it time. Marcus will tell you everything you need to know." Aliens. Who would have believed such a thing? How many are among us? Super Mystic Trinity swiped Dr. Genelan's identification tag. "Follow me, Hope." She placed a psionic barrier to block the corridor as she scanned the identification tag to open a heavy steel door labeled Genelan Wing, which consisted of 10 solitary confinement cells along the right side of the hallway. Super Mystic Trinity was barely able to detect sound from behind the 6-inch thick concrete walls. "Room 1 is what you are looking for." Hope called out, "Daddy, Daddy, Hope is here." Swiping the card through the reader, he opened door 1. Hope fell to his knees in despair. "Daddy." Hope sobbed as Dr. Genelan approached and gave him a loving hug. "Hope, we need to talk privately about Marcus. Dark Sparrow is inside the multipurpose room guarding the alien." Walking into the room and then looking outside, Dr. Genelan gasped. She pointed out the window. "Everyone, topaz reminds me of my father giving me this topaz-studded watch. But what is a 100-foot topaz doing next to the children's hospital? My intuition says someone here knows what else is going on." Dr. Genelan's jaw dropped. Dark Sparrow had her equipment on her body and one of her forearms ready to apply a deeper rear naked choke to Scientist's throat if he woke up. Trinity gasped. "What exactly is happening out there tonight?" Super Mystic Trinity focused her vision, feeling her connection to all mana towers. 6 towers. Trinity gasped. The Emerald Mana Tower has been destroyed. 5 Mana Towers remain. The Diamond Mana Tower is dead center in the town. Mana is channeling toward the Diamond Mana Tower, but not from the Emerald Mana Tower, which seems to be leaking slime deep underground into the source. Focusing my psionic powers, I find that the greatest level of population congestion is in central Nankin and on the first Tyson River Bridge. NEV HQ must have about 5,000 civilians taking refuge. Super Mystic Trinity focused on the bridges. It's Jane. Jane has been captured by Cameron. Oh, and he is the cyborg we have been after, not Trevor or Nigel. I totally thought it was Nigel. Oh, I clearly see Scientist's other half is at the Diamond Mana Tower fighting Arlo, but his barrier is too strong. Oh no, Arlo is almost exhausted from burning too much mana. Super Mystic Trinity gasped fearfully. Dr. Genelan grabbed Hope's hand. I need you to stay here with me. Everyone else, do whatever you think you can do. I am too petrified to think rationally or give appropriate orders. Hope, keep this prick in a deep lock. Dr. Jenolan, prepare yourself, medic. Trinity and I will go to Nankin CBD, Dark Sparrow ordered. I will fight by your side too, Dark Sparrow. Here is a coffee to get you going. That familiar sexy voice. Maxwell Turner. Dark Sparrow's eyes dilated. Where did you get this coffee from? I was in the neighborhood, bringing a friend to come for a visit. Maxwell stepped aside. Hope, your father will be ecstatic to see you. Remember me, Elizabeth. Hope released his triangle choke on Scientist, feeling teary and overwhelmed. He gave a sigh of relief. I remember you are a waitress where Daddy works. Elizabeth had long brown hair, a very fit physique, and blue eyes that glistened naturally. Hope, stay here with Dr. Jenolan, where it is safe. Your father will be very happy to see you after 12 long years. Unfortunately, Marcus has no cell phone, but I will bring him here to you, Elizabeth said lovingly. Dark Sparrow pulled out her Berettas. Elizabeth, wife to Marcus, have you ever fired one of these? Elizabeth smiled. Yeah, I know how to use a Beretta. Maxwell looked at his watch. His eyes widened. Come on, ladies, let's go. Dark Sparrow, Trinity, Maxwell, and Elizabeth headed off. Elizabeth asked Maxwell, so why didn't you tell me about this fantasy world in all those years? More importantly, can Marcus come see this other world with Hope? Dr. Tracy Jenolan shook her head. I am still struggling to make sense of this. I need a therapist to take notes while I talk about my uncertainty. Locking up the medication cupboard, she said, I will take charge to keep everyone safe as my first duty of care. No offense, doctor, but I will take the lead, Hope ordered as he broke a glass case and grabbed an emergency fire axe. Dr. Jenolan smiled, blushing to see Hope's confidence. Scientist levitated and began talking as if he were demonically possessed while still heavily sedated. Tonight's lecture is an introduction to xenophobia. So now that I have seen your stepmother, Hope, I should ask her questions. Where is Daddy? Where is Daddy before Judgment Day? Dr. Jenolan threw a stress ball at Scientist, but a psionic barrier rebounded the stress ball. Dr. Jenolan approached with her arms wide open. Who hurt you? It is okay. We can talk privately if that helps. Someone must have hurt you for you to be so bent out of shape. A group of nurses looked inside the multifunction room. What a mess. Oh, damn. What the? Emergency doors, windows, and roller shutters telekinetically closed, sealing out the nurses and trapping Hope and Dr. Jenolan in pitch-black darkness. You will all give me the answers I ask. Random objects around the room levitated, protecting Scientist's frail body. 10 blue holograms of a man added illumination to the room. 2 humans fighting against one superior mind. Let us look at your past, shall we, Doctor? Blue holograms revealed 2 men arguing while a very young Tracy peered through a window. I told you not to come here. The phone is your only line of communication with your daughter. Breathing deeply, Tracy's father replied, I have been sober and drug-free for 1,500 days now. I am doing much better to have control of my life for Tracy. The grandfather yelled, you beat up your wife senselessly, allowing a toddler to helplessly see her mother's death. I am still picking up the pieces of your messed up life. Throwing a small present to the grandfather's feet, the father said, give Tracy this topaz watch. Forget I stopped by. The father ran away crying. He ran through the wall beyond Dr. Tracy Jenolan. Hope deflected the levitating objects with the fire axe. Dr. Jenolan jumped over Hope and tornado kicked Scientist's mushy skull. The levitated objects dropped to the ground. Hope pushed the head of the fire axe, wedging it deeply between Scientist's 2 right arms. Hope palm struck between Scientist's 3 eyes and then bobbed under, stepping behind Scientist, kicking him in the calves and behind the knees, dropping him to the floor. Standing over Scientist, Hope pressed his right foot against his arms, forcing the axe to slice both twiggy arms. Read my mind. You know what I will do if you do not tell me what I need to know, Hope demanded. Scientist pleaded desperately, I am preventing Armageddon. Leviticus revealed truth from Earth's religions that the universe's strongest beasts are here on Earth. Your father prophesied that at the stroke of midnight, the 3 legendary beasts will be lured by specific details of the 6 Mana Towers. His notes have inspired me and Cameron to earn their respect and prevent the otherwise inevitable end of all planets. I used the mind of Dr. Axel Chase to geometrically position all 6 towers here on Earth. After I earn their respect, Cameron and his religion will die, and I will rule the universe. Dr. Tracy Jennelon burst out laughing hysterically. I didn't realize that it was you who caused Marcus so much grief. Marcus tried not to talk ill of anyone. That is why no one could help him. There were too many narcissists in his life. And you're a pitiful, alien-fearing necrophobe. Laugh all you want. The beasts are coming. 3 beasts will fight by my side against the original serpent come Judgment Day, preventing angels that choose to do so from saving humanity from the nasty Earth's inhabitants from forever being banished from heaven as 1/3 of the stars are hurtling toward Earth, Scientist prophesied poetically. Dr. Jennelon rubbed her fingers against her temples, ignoring Scientist as he became more irate, desperate to be heard. Read Marcus's notes. It has been 12 years since he said goodbye to Hope. He is waiting for June 21st. The date is written constantly over his work, not to mention on his whiteboards and in his diary, forecasting a full moon. I just helped to bring his vision forward, seeing as he had a mental breakdown after killing Zonal Giovanni. Marcus wrote, and I quote, Job 41 verse 4. Will you conclude a covenant that you may summon Leviathan by your side? This is pathetic. You are the reason I have not seen my father in so long. Hope shook his head, grimacing. Isaiah 27 verse 1, Great and strong sword will turn his attention to Leviathan, the twisting serpent. The chosen one will kill the monster that is in the sea. That is a verse about your destiny, chosen one. Marcus is a certified genius of unique intelligence. Scientist beamed. Dr. Jennelon grinned. See, Hope, when you stop playing their game, they just become more pitiful, seeking your attention. Tapping Hope's shoulder, she indicated that he shouldn't speak. Hope sighed. Whatever drug you gave him certainly has an effect worthy of self-loathing loneliness. Turning to Scientist, he said, Tell us who your boss is. Who is in control? Humans are primitive except for Marcus, who shall merge with me and share his superior intellect, seeing as I have ripened his mind, so it is impervious to being manipulated by others. Though why merge with the old man when the chosen one is clearly the world's strongest? Dr. Jennelon interrupted smugly. The verses you referenced were not written to mean what you have interpreted them to mean. They were written vaguely as a reference tool for fantasy fiction, not to get fantasy confused with reality, or to be mixed with science fiction for that matter. Dr. Jennelon sighed. Hope front kicked Scientist, breaking his brittle spine against a tabletop. Clamping onto his buttocks, Hope grabbed Scientist's skinny neck and punched him repetitively. One strong uppercut separated his mushy head from his shoulders. Forgive me, Doctor. I cannot allow this monster to hurt anyone else, especially my father, any longer. How about a coffee and cookies after we make sure everyone here is okay? Over coffee is a good way to talk, and we have a lot to talk about.